Hello, dear YouTube Sangha. Welcome to the first episode of Peace of Mind Dharma Stories. This is the story of when Bhaddiya accused the Buddha, which derives from the Bhaddiyasutta, from the translation by Bhikkhu Sujato, and adapted and narrated by Dharma Peace. This sutta is found in the Numbered Discourses, chapter 20. Long ago, the Buddha was staying in the great wood near the city of Vesali. He resided in the hall with the peaked roof. One day, Bhaddiya, a young noble of the Lichavis, came to see him. The Lichavis were a proud and powerful clan who ruled Vesali, known for their fine horses, shining ornaments, and love of debate. They prized noble lineage and were proud of their traditions. The Buddha was from the Gautama family and a Shakyan, and this was a natural cultural division between neighboring clans during the Buddha's lifetime. Before entering the hall, Bhaddiya bowed respectfully and sat to one side, but he was troubled. "Sir," he said, "people say that you, the ascetic Gautama, are a magician. They say you use some secret spell to win over the followers of other teachers. Is that true? Do you really use such a trick?" The Buddha looked at him calmly. "Bhaddiya," he said, "don't believe something just because it is rumored by those around you, or handed down by elders in your family, or written in a book. Don't trust something merely because it sounds clever, or because an authority said it, or because you think highly of a speaker. Instead, look deeply and see for yourself. If something brings harm and suffering, then give it up. If something brings welfare and happiness, then nurture it." Bhaddiya considered these things carefully. The Buddha then asked, "What do you think, Bhaddiya? Does greed bring happiness or harm?" "Harm, sir." "And when someone is full of greed, do they kill, steal, lie, and harm others?" "Yes, sir, they do." "And is that for their happiness or for their suffering?" "For their suffering, sir." The Buddha continued, "And what about hatred or ignorance? Do they lead to happiness or harm?" "To harm, sir." "Now, Bhaddiya, what about kindness, love, wisdom, and gentleness? Do these lead to suffering or to happiness?" "To happiness, sir." "And when someone is filled with love and compassion, do they kill, steal, or lie?" "No, sir." "So then, Bhaddiya, you can see for yourself. Greed, hatred, and ignorance lead to suffering. Love, kindness, and wisdom lead to happiness. That is my teaching. That's all there is to it. No spells, no magic, only what anyone can know for themselves." Hearing this, Bhaddiya's heart was moved. If this magic spread to nobles, priests, farmers, and workers, it brings happiness. If the whole world were filled with this so-called magic, people would give up harm and take up the good. Bhaddiya rejoiced. "Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu, Bhaddiya. You are indeed correct," the Buddha exclaimed. "Wonderful, sir. From today, please remember me as one who takes refuge in you for the rest of my life," Bhaddiya proclaimed. This was a profound change in heart. You see, when Bhaddiya finally took refuge, it was more than one man's choice. He was a noble of the proud Lichavis, a clan famous for their traditions and their love of rank. Yet here he was, bowing to the Buddha, not because of birth or ritual, but because he saw the truth for himself. The Buddha smiled. "But Bhaddiya, did I ever say to you, 'Be my disciple, and I will be your teacher'?" "No, sir." "Yet still, some say I use conversion magic." "Well, Bhaddiya, what kind of magic is this really? I'll tell you. It is the magic of letting go of greed, hate, and delusion, and living with kindness, love, and wisdom. As you said, if this alleged magic spreads to nobles, priests, farmers, and workers, it brings happiness. If the whole world were filled with this magic, people would give up harm and take up the good. What you say, all who witness here will tell you, have always been my intentions. What's more, even if these great sal trees could be influenced by this so-called magic, if they had minds like ours, it would be for their happiness. How much more so for all of humankind?" Dear Sangha, as Dharma Peace, let me provide some helpful insight to this sutta. Bhikkhu Bodhi has noted that the Bhaddiyasutta is one of several texts where the Buddha directly addresses accusations that his influence is manipulative or coercive. Rather than defend himself by denial or argument, the Buddha demonstrates his teaching method in action He guides Bhaddiya to discover truth through self-reflection on the effects of greed, hatred, and delusion versus kindness, love, and wisdom. The sutta shows that the Buddha's so-called conversion magic is nothing other than the natural transformative power of ethical clarity and experiential wisdom. I wanted to share this sutta here on Peace of Mind because I find the Bhaddiyasutta especially useful for our turbulent times. Today, public figures often accuse their dissenters, those who disagree with them, of deception or manipulation, much like Bhaddiya accused the Buddha of using trickery. But when Bhaddiya actually listened, he discovered that the Buddha was simply teaching wholesome lessons, how to recognize what causes suffering and what brings happiness. The Buddha reminds us that clarity, kindness, and self-examination are more powerful than suspicion or slander. In a climate of distrust, it reassures us that truth has its own quiet strength. What's more, we invite opportunities for clarification. But let's also highlight that Bhaddiya was able to change his mind because he sat by the Buddha with an open heart, with respect, and a willingness to learn. In this sutta, both Bhaddiya and of course the Buddha demonstrated exemplary listening skills. I pray that we all can be like them both. Thank you for listening, and if you made it this far, sadhu 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 to you.